think, their goal was to have Obama be the sort of commander-in-chief that they wanted him to be, which is more similar to the relationship between General Petraeus and President Bush than the relationship that Obama has with McChrystal right now. So I think that was one of the goals. At least that's how they feel. What they wanted the message of the story to be, I'm not sure.
Does he have any respect, though, for President Obama?
It's a complicated relationship. Obviously, I think like most Americans, or a lot of them have respect for Obama for many reasons. I think when you get into the military, there is a bit of a lack of respect that you can sense throughout the ranks for a variety of reasons. One of them is that Obama is not comfortable with the military. He does not use words like victory or win, when the military loves those kinds of words. So I think it's just a reflection. Obviously McChrystal voted for Obama, so that obviously shows that he thought somewhat highly of him.
But there was a sense, though, of I don't know if arrogance is the right word, but certainly a sense of infallibility about both Mr. McChrystal and both General McChrystal and some of those around him. Did you get any sense of a real openness to discussion and debate and perhaps an understanding that perhaps they might have got this wrong?
I think that ship had sailed last year. I think that once the decision was made to do a counterinsurgency strategy, they had a pretty clear idea in mind of what they wanted to do, and I think this is quite interesting. I think this was one of the issues that Obama didn't really understand what counterinsurgency meant, and when the military said they wanted to do a counterinsurgency strategy, that actually meant 150,000 troops. Obama thought he could get away with just sending 21,000 over and getting a new general. That clearly, anyone who spent any time around the military over the past few years, you know how many troops they wanted in Afghanistan all along. So I think Obama was clearly caught off guard by that.
So it really was a matter of stealth, though. It was a matter of trying to manipulate President Obama and perhaps, an ongoing process of trying to increase the commitment in Afghanistan. It wasn't over with the West Point speech.
Oh, no, I think it's clearly an ongoing crisis. I mean, a month after the West Point speech, Ambassador Eikenberry's cables leaked. And these cables are a devastating critique of General McChrystal's policy, and quite prescient in many ways. They predicted many of the things that would happen. You look at the relationship with Hamid Karzai. Another thing that, the counterinsurgency strategy is meant to rely on a stable, credible partner in government. We don't have that. So, and it's very difficult to sort of create that out of thin air. So there were really fundamental flaws in the sort of counterinsurgency thinking.
There's a sense, though, then, that General McChrystal wants total control over the operation. Therefore, even General Eikenberry or Ambassador Eikenberry, he'd rather not have him around, having his role in developing the civilian infrastructure.
Or he wants an ambassador who he can work better with and perhaps have more influence over, and who would be on the same page with. I think that's more likely. But I think a lot of sort of senior military officials who spent their life in the military, though theoretically they pay lip service to the idea of sort of civilian and civilian chain of command, they don't really understand the usefulness of civilians when push comes to shove, because at the end of the day, it's the military that's out there dying and on the ground doing this stuff. So I think there's some serious cultural issues between the civilian side and the military side that are reflected in General McChrystal's past year.
But do you think General McChrystal thought that in the end, Admiral Mullen and the Joint Chiefs and so forth probably agreed more with General McChrystal than they did with President Obama?
I think it's clear that Gates and Mullen are big counterinsurgency fans, and they sold Obama on the idea. I don't think Obama really put too much thought into it, to be honest. I think it was a campaign promise that he thought he dealt with by just sending 21,000 troops and not really thinking about what that really meant. And that was clear even last August when Bob Woodward released that report of McChrystal's strategy. That the Obama administration was like, whoa, what does this mean? And I think, anyone who knows anything about coin, that's what they call counterinsurgency, knows that it takes a heck of a lot of guys and a heck of a lot of money and a heck of a long time.